Would you support Harris at the top of the ticket, Marianne?
What I support is the democratic process. When you say she would, quote unquote, step in, that's not how a democracy is supposed to work. This is supposed to be thrown over to the delegates. This is not about party elites saying, well, who are we going to decide? This is how we got here, because a small group of people, you think we were the Council of Guardians in Iran or something. A small group of people, political and media elites, decided it's going to be Joe. That's how we got here. The last thing we need is for anybody such as they to think they have the right to say it's going to be Kamala. This is about a democracy, and you can't have a democracy when you don't have a democratic process. This is about Kamala running if she wants, Gavin Newsom running if he wants, any of us running if we want, and the delegates. It should be in the hands of the delegates. And it's also very important that the media heed that insistence on the part of the people. Anyone who is an FEC registered qualified candidate should be given equal exposure, and it will be exciting, by the way.
And that's why you're suggesting the open convention in August. We know you're advocating for that. Why do you believe that is the best option to move forward?
Because it's democracy. People, some of the elite talk about how, it would be chaotic, right? Because it wouldn't be under their control. For about 200 years, we worked that way. People would be caring. It's all such, politics has become prepackaged food. This is why people are turning off. This is why people are like saying they're not even going to vote. If you actually throw this thing open right now and you have different people who are saying, hey, I'm running, Gavin, Kamala, myself, whomever else, and let us have a mini primary. And then at the convention, you'll actually do what in a democracy is supposed to be done. It's an aberrational chapter of American history that all of this is so locked up by political and media elites before people even get to conventions.
So, Marianne, if it is Harris at the top of the ticket, which still I understand the need for an open convention or your call for an open convention, if it is Harris, would you prefer Harris over Biden?
I care about issues, principles, not personalities. This is the problem I've had with the campaign until now. Why aren't we talking about the heat, the extreme heat that you were talking about earlier on your program, or the hurricanes, or the fact that people are skipping meals? That's what I want to hear. I want to hear from whoever is running, and I want the American people to hear, and to hear from me, what we are going to do to improve their lives over the next 4 years. What are we going to do about healthcare? What are we going to do about educational costs? What are we going to do about childcare? What are we going to do about creating peace in the world? What are we going to do about climate change? That's what I care about. This should not be this race of show ponies. This should be about a conversation with the American people about how we are going to use the powers of government to improve their lives. That's the conversation that we should be having.
I have no doubt many Americans agree with you. Marianne, we always appreciate your time on the show. Thank you for joining us.